Micah Frankel with CageMinds.com. We have with us Bellator 166, Ben Reiter. We're at the JacksonWink Academy. It's Thanksgiving, sir. Thank you for the time, and I guess there's no rest when you got a fight around the corner?
No. Yeah, thanks for having me. Also, yeah, we're in the grind right now, so just a week from tomorrow is fight day, so got to get some good training in today.
And then Bellator, I believe you're going to be on the main card this time.
Yep. 5th
fight with them. How do you feel you're progressing with the promotion, and how do you like being a member of Bellator?
Yeah, I feel good, man. I like it. All the guys are great there. You know, it's been fun. Looking forward to just kind of getting higher up the rankings, getting close to title contention. So, you know, I'm just really focused on this fight's a big one for me. So I got to go in there and get the job done on Friday.
17-1-1. Is it about time that they're putting you on Spike TV? I'll say it if you won't.
Yeah, I feel like I've been ready for that for a while. Yeah, definitely.
And a big name opponent, Chris Honeycutt. He's had several prominent fights.
Yeah.
What does the win over a name like that do for you, first off?
Well, what I'm hoping is I'm hoping it puts me in title contention. You know, I don't know exactly. You know, I haven't talked that out, but I'm really just focused on just really, you know, getting a good fight going on Friday. But that's what I'm hoping in the back of my head. You know, that it gets me in the mix for that. So, you know, I know he's kind of up there as far as the rankings. So.
And probably outside of Manhoef and Carvalho fighting for the title, and then Shlemenko, you're one of the more experienced fighters that they have in that division. Do you think that counts for you? Should be higher up there in the rankings. You've had 19 fights and a great amount of success.
I think so. You know, I've been around. I got a lot of fights under my belt. I'm kind of, you know, I'm okay with how things are going, but I'm hungry for that title shot. So, you know, this is a big step right now, and I'm just hoping to get me in there as fast as possible. But yeah, I'm feeling ready for. Honestly, I just feel ready for whoever's. I'm ready for this fight, and I'm ready for whoever's next. I feel ready for anyone in the division.
Chris Honeycutt, a lot of people would say both of you are predominantly wrestling based.
Yeah.
So, chances that cancels each other out, and you guys hit each other a lot.
That sounds good to me. That sounds good. You know, I mean, it's you know, we're in this camp. We've just, you know, we've been preparing for anywhere the fight can go. So, you know, I'm ready for however it ends up. But yeah, that could absolutely happen. You see that happen a lot. You know, where you're two wrestlers and it's kind of tough to get the timing on the takedown, so it ends up being a stand-up war. So that's cool.
And looking at Chris breaking down your opponent, what are some things that you have to be aware of in his game to watch out for?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's an athlete. He's an athletic guy, strong guy, explosive with his takedowns, explosive with overhands. You know, so you know, I just got to be technical and really, I've done a lot of, you know, I do video study. I break down kind of the things that he's done and everything, and he's good at. But I try not to, you know, that's part of the training, but a lot of it really is just, you know, I still plan on just doing what I'm good at and just going forward with you know, play to my strengths and push this fight to where I want it to go.
I'm talking about what you're best at. What do you feel is your biggest strength in any fight?
Yeah, I think the fact that I can kind of, you know, combine my wrestling with heavy shots, and you know, so that changing that pace of, you know, fakes and hitting hard and kind of, you know, that kind of, you know, being surprising guys with that. You know, I feel that I got, you know, I feel really prepared for this fight and everything. But yeah, you know, I got heavy hands, strong takedowns. I can push the pace on him, so it's gonna be good. You know, he does a lot of that too, so it's gonna be fun.
And now you got back in the win column. There was a submission loss. Everybody takes a loss. You got back in the win column against AJ Matthews. So where do you feel in as far as momentum, and what did you take away from that last victory?
Yeah, you know, the loss was kind of, you know, that was pretty crappy. That didn't feel so good. You know, I think it really didn't feel good because I felt like it was, you know, my screw up really. You know, I know that I'm capable of doing a lot better than that. But we're back. You know, I got a great fight with AJ. It was great to fight with him, and just looking forward. You know, looking forward and trying to do big things in this division.
Now you've only been a pro since 2011, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Now, how did you end up fighting in Peru and getting to be so active? I think I looked, it was like 9 fights in the first 2 years. Yeah. Everyone in this gym would, like, you know, sell their, sell a left arm to get that and be that active. So how did you end up with that?
Yeah, that was really cool. I kind of fell into that. I went down to Peru actually on just a volunteer trip. I was working with an educational charity. I was teaching in these villages on the outskirts of Arequipa, this city in southern Peru. And anyway, yeah, I was gonna just be there 9 months, 9-month program, and but I just kind of got set. I met my wife, started a family there, and yeah, while I love the sport, so I was training there, and then things just kind of fell into place. I took 2 amateur fights actually, and then I just started. Then I went pro there, so I started my career there in Peru, and then kind of once I started, I don't know, they just kind of it was at that point it was rare to have, I think, like the organization that I was fighting in Inca wasn't paying for guys to come from America like that often. It was mostly the international fights were mostly Peru and Brazil, right? So just because the flight expenses, travel expenses. So I think that they were just like happy that I could.
You were close.
Yeah, I was close, and I just actually the guy who runs it was my coach there as well, the Inca promotion. So that's Ivan Iberico. He's my coach in Peru. So he just they kept me active. I was kind of like the guy there, just headlining those cards a lot. So I just ended up kind of being the promotions guy. So
how invaluable is it getting that much experience?
That was awesome. That was awesome because I had a ton of fights starting out, and it gave me some really good momentum and really great experience. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed having that experience. I get a lot of support from fans and friends in Peru. So yeah, I was appreciative. I think it worked out pretty well as far as just like and then now I have all that experience and that record to before I even got to Bellator. I already had a lot of fights.
New York to Peru. How did you get to New Mexico?
Yeah, well, I went from New York to Philadelphia. I went to college in Philadelphia, and then after college I went to Peru, and then basically I was at this point. I signed with Bellator. I was looking at, I was ready to kind of just. The biggest thing, I couldn't find so many sparring partners my size there, so that was a little bit tricky. There's some really good up and coming athletes there in Lima, but they're all smaller weight classes than me, so it was a little tricky to find guys my size and that are like even good, they're out there, but it was kind of tough. So I was just ready to get to, I was looking for that change, and then I was just looking up the best gyms in the world, and I just really, I was just kind of researching on JacksonWinks before I even got here, and I just really loved, I liked everything I saw from the coaches and athletes, and it just made sense to me. And then when I did my first camp here, it really made sense, and I kind of just found a home here really fast. I just get along with all the guys, the coaches have helped me so much. I get, best training partners in the world. So all of that combined, it's like elevation, cost of living is pretty good too. Like it's not like, crazy as some of these other training camps, pretty crazy cost of living. So just a combination of all those factors. And then really after my first camp, I knew okay, I need to keep preparing here for my fights.
And now 5 camps in, I believe, is it?
Yeah.
So, just loving the relationship, everything's kept getting positive, and you feel you're growing in the right ways?
Yeah, I love it. They've helped just bring, really sharpen tools I had and give me new tools and just kind of really get me to that next level as an athlete. So, yeah.
So you feel comfortable saying you're learning what your style is?
Yeah, well, I learned a lot here as far as just what I'm just confirming what I'm good at and sharpening it, and then adding new things that add to it and just kind of really developing me overall as an athlete. I feel like there's some details, there's a lot of details that I've gotten here. And then not only that, so I get this awesome, best coaching in the world, and then I get to try out these, these new techniques against the best athletes in the world in training. So it's just it's anybody should get a lot better here,
And now coming at Bellator 166, what do you got to do to get that win?
I got to make it my fight. Pressure him. Stay technical. Land more than he does, and just shut down his strengths and go towards my strengths. And that's it. Yeah.
And then the nickname is the Hunter. How'd you get that?
That was actually just before he was actually my coach, but the guy when I was fighting for Inca in Peru. They just gave me that name. The first time I saw it was on the poster of my first professional fight, and I was like, okay, I guess that's me. All right, so I didn't actually have him saying it. I just kind of went with it. I'm like, okay, cool. Could be a lot worse. So I just kind of went with it, Yeah.
Great getting to talk to you and getting to know you, Ben Reiter. Bellator 166, Spike TV. Last thing, who'd you got to shout out to? Who'd you got to thank?
My family, my wife, my kids. It's my my major motivation. Thank all my coaches, all my teammates. My sponsors, all my fans. Just really appreciate the support from everyone. That's what makes it possible.
Thank you for the time, sir.